When I went through the academy in 1974, I was taught that in order to have a really good shiny pair of boots, I needed to use Lincoln wax. I needed a cup of ice water. Into that ice water, add just a capful of rubbing alcohol. And then the next thing you got to do is you got to get your wax, and you got to make sure you have an old T-shirt and dip the wax in just a little by little, just a little bit. Dip it in the water. Just take your time and just use the tip and go in a circle and put just the right amount of pressure. And in doing so, it takes time. It takes time, and you got to put just the right amount of pressure on that boot, and eventually you're going to have a really, really nice shine. Speaking of pressure and speaking of time, are you going through some difficulties? I want to talk to the Christian cop for a moment. As a Christian and as a cop, are you going through some difficulties? How about, do you have a difficult coworker that you're having to deal with? Perhaps you've dealt with an injury or a loss of a coworker, or perhaps you're injured and off duty right now. How about a difficult boss, or maybe you're having problems at home with your spouse, or perhaps your kids, or there's some issues with your children. Did you know that those issues that you're going through, especially as a Christian, sometimes God allows them to come in our life, and for reasons I can't explain to you right now. But as time goes on, I can guarantee you that you'll figure that out eventually, because suffering produces perseverance. Did you know that perseverance produces character, and character produces hope? So, as you're going through these difficulties, I want you to know that God knows everything about you. You know, when Joseph was sold into slavery, his brothers did it for evil, but at the end of time, when Joseph was reunited with his brothers, you know what he said to them? You meant it for evil. God meant it for good. And you could be going through something right now that you just may not understand. But remember, the book of Isaiah says, God said, my ways are not your ways, neither my thoughts your thoughts. So may I make a suggestion? I want you to just trust in the Lord with all your heart. Lean not unto your own understanding. In all your ways acknowledge him, and I can tell you for a fact, he will direct your paths. So trust, have faith, and hang in there.